I'm Jake, and I'm standing with a Pescador Pro 10-foot kayak. I bought it just like this. It's used. Got it for $600. There's no need to go buy a brand new one unless that's just you. The brand new ones are about $1,000. So I saved about $400. And I mean, there ain't no difference. Once you go out one time, you're gonna have the same amount of scratches as a used one is. But I bought it just like this. It came with a seat, and that's the brand new ones. They come with just the seat. So I'm going to put my own attachments on it. I've went out in it a few times, and you really want to go out in it a couple times before you start putting stuff on it, so you know where it's at or where you want to put it. But I really like it. It's pretty stable sitting down. I wouldn't stand up in it. I mean, I've seen videos of people standing up in it when I was researching which one I wanted, but I wouldn't do it. I guess I just don't have the balance like everybody else does. But there's some things it comes with. The seat, it comes with this right here. You can put a transducer on it, a fish finder. It's got 2 mounts right here, and that's the only mounts it came with. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some mounts where I want the mounts at, and I've went out in it a few times and know about where I want to put them. I'll show you some of the things that I'm going to put in here, put on it later. I'll show you each one and where I try to plan on putting it. But I know that I'm going to put an anchor on it where I can drop it from the front, and then if I'm fishing a lake or something, I can drop it here from the side. The reason you want to put the anchor on the front is if you're fishing streams and creeks and rivers and stuff, and you want to fish going upstream, because the fish will sit there looking upstream, and you want to throw up and let that lure, bait, whatever you're using to come back. So you want to put the anchor in the front so you're looking upstream when you're fishing. So, because them fish, if you ever watched any fish, they'll sit there in currents, and they'll sit there in the current looking upstream. So that's why I want to put it on the front, because there's some creeks and rivers that I want to fish in today, or not today but later, and I want to fish those creeks, so I'm going to have to throw upstream, so I want that anchor there so I can continue looking upstream. There's also some reservoirs and lakes around here too that I want to fish in, so I'm going to make it to where I can drop it off the side, so maybe, I don't know, I can stay where I want to look at. That it's a little harder to do. But I'm going to be using the Anchor Wizard, and I'll show you how it works later. It comes with a chute, but I'm not going to use the chute because mine really don't have a flat enough spot to put it on. But other than that, I'll get to showing you what I'm going to put on it. Alright, so getting started on the things that I'm going to put on it. Alright, this is a crate. Now, you can buy these at Academy and all other stores for about, I don't know, $60 to $80, or you can find you a crate. Order this little thing right here and build it for $15. I know the other crate comes with a few other stuff, but this right here, what it'll do is, I got tackle and stuff, it'll sit right here, just like that inside those strings. Now, I see Jersey's taking up my spot. So, let me show you how it works with a fishing pole though. Owie! Owie! You playing a game? Alright, so the fishing poles will sit down in here like this. Like that. Just like that. And you can set it in the back, you can reach back and get it, whatnot. So I keep two little tackle boxes, some pliers, and also got some neoprene gloves in there in case the water's cold. In case the water's cold and I don't want to get my hands wet. Alright, I also got this net right here. It does that. It works like this. So it's compact. Just like that. Alright. Works pretty good. Pretty heavy duty. Once you see it in person, it's better. But you can get the fish in like that. It extends just like this. If you need it to, you probably won't, because if you're in a kayak, you don't need it to. So, but I like how it just folds up real easy. Oh, just like that. All right, see that right there? You pull that, does that, and then it goes back into compact. You can fit it anywhere. You can put it right here if you want. Now, the next thing that I like to, or I'm going to put on it, is this anchor wizard. Now, the anchor wizard, the string will come out right here. You'll loosen it or go counterclockwise, and it'll drop. And then if you go clockwise, then you can reel it back up. All right, it locks in just like that. It's weight. It depends on the weight though, so don't freak out if you don't get it to working right away. It has to have weight on it for it to work right. This is that little chute I was talking about. What'll happen is the string will run through right here and attach to your thing or your anchor, and you can pull it up and it'll sit like this. And then when you loosen it, it'll drop down and go. But the problem that I run into with my kayak is there's really not, it needs to sit out to about right here so it'll drop down. See how it's hitting right here? The flattest spot I got is right here, and it won't drop down. See, it won't drop down. So I mean, you can mount it like this. There's really not a good place to mount it, so I'm gonna not do this, and I'll show you what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna use the anchor wizard chute. I'll show you what I'll use for my adjustments. So the water is pretty strong here, so I went with a 5-pound mushroom. Now you can use the little grapples and stuff, but if you're in high streams, I don't really want it to get caught on logs and rocks, and that could be not safe. So the mushroom don't get as stuck as easy, so that's why I went with the mushroom. Now you can do, I don't know if I'm gonna change this might be too heavy, but as of right now I'm trying the 5-pound mushroom. I also got this to attach to the string from the anchor wizard, so I can detach it and store it easily and whatnot. I don't want to tie it because I talked about earlier how I might go from the tip of the kayak or I might come from the side. This will allow me to detach and move it easy. I got some scupper plugs. This is for, I don't want that cold water to come in around my feet. I don't care if it comes in back here or up there, but I got some there because I don't want it to come around and get on under my butt and feet. All right, now I talked about it only having 2 gear tracks. Well, here's the other 3 that I'm probably going to put on. I'm probably going to put this one on right here, and that's where I'm going to mount my anchor wizard. Now, I like the gear tracks with where you can put the screws in on both sides because it really locks it down better and don't let it move as much. The ones like that are fine because it's set down in a groove, but if you're mounting not down in a slot like that, then it's best to go with one on both sides so it don't rotate and move, because that'll cause a leak. I got these little eyelets right here. I guess that's what you call them. So that's where I'm going to mount on here to control where my string path goes to the front of my kayak. I'll show you that later on when I get it mounted. Here's some tie down eyelets. I got those just in case. They can go in the gear slots, any gear slot you want. I thought I could control the string with it too. But other than that, that's all I'm going to put on it right now. And let me show you what to use here. So all you need really is a drill and a Phillips head screwdriver and some drills. Now you want to, I got 2 separate sizes right here. I'm going to start with the smallest and see if it works. If not, I'll go a little bit bigger. You'll want to drill it out. Don't get it too big. If you go bigger than the screw, it's going to strip out and leak. But as long as you go smaller than the screw and you can establish the lines in it, the threads in it, then you're fine. See, this is the screw sizes here, so I'll probably end up using the bigger one because it's smaller, but I want to start out with the smallest first. You'll want to screw in it. Don't worry about it leaking, because as long as you don't get the hole too big and it strip out, then you're going to be fine. But I'm about to start getting to work on drilling, and I'll show you the videos of me drilling it. All right, let's get started. Some things I didn't mention before is my paddle. The cheaper you go, the less happy you will be. You'll at least want to get over $100 when buying a paddle. This one right here is the Carlisle Magic Angler. I'll have to post a link, or I'll tell you how many centimeters it is later. I don't know right off the top of hand, but they have a little chart that you can put in how wide your kayak is and how tall you are, and it'll tell you about what you need. But I'll tell you how how long this one is later on in the description or in the comments. So the Carlisle Magic Angler, the cheaper you go, the more likely it is to break if you get stuck pushing off rocks and stuff like that. And this one has the J hook in it for if you get stuck on something, you can put the line in that, run it down there, and probably unhook it. That's really good to do when you have more expensive lures like this one, and you have the leader and braided line that's like not going to break. So you'd be in trouble unless you just want to cut it loose with a knife or something. But that'd be good to have to run down there and try to get it unhooked before you lose a $20 lure, if not more. Now, one thing I didn't mention earlier is this is a dry storage. You actually have to buy the bag to put in it, or you could, if you don't put the bag in it, I've seen people even put rods in there, but I mean, I don't really know the point of that, because how would you get them out unless you want to drive up and get on the bank and then get it out. But I've got my crate in to show you how it sits. I'll probably spin it the other way so my fishing rods are closer for me to reach in the net. But it does have some rod holders right here, so I actually probably put this right here so I can reach it easier, because you're not going to be changing rods out as often as you are going to need your net. Hopefully I'll need my net. That includes me if I'm catching fish. Another thing I didn't mention earlier is this. Now, I'd bought these before I went out in it. The way they work is they go in like this. Loosen that up. I'm tightening it. You'll loosen this up, slide them in right there, and you'll screw them down and tighten them down. But it's for your paddle, for if you're stopping, you've anchored and you're fishing and you want to put your paddle right here so it don't fly off. It locks in like that. Now, the reason I said that I bought this before, and I don't know if I use it that much, is with the sit on top kayaks, you can put it in on your waist and it don't go nowhere. So I'll have to see if I actually use this, because if I'm not using it, I'm not going to let it take up space. Now, this is where I was talking about that transducer. You can put this is a little storage, but you can mount the fish finder right there on top, and but anyway, you can store the battery right there, and the transducer goes right there through that hole right there, and you can come out right here, or right there actually, or right here for the wires. Now, ouch. All right, let's get to mounting. I want to start off with this smaller drill. You don't want to drill all the holes at one time, because if you do, you could miss screw a hole and then you have a leak. So I'm going to stagger it. I'm going to do like a star type drill on it, and I'll show you how that works. Let me get the screws and everything going. Now, so my first one I want right here. Now, the reason I want it right here is it's going to be out of my way and I can easily reach back. I've sat in it and I've tested it. I can reach back, and this is where I want my anchor wizard. So, where's your pants? This is where I want my anchor wizard. So, I've tested it. I've sat here. I can easily reach back and access it. So, this is where I want to put it. It's right here. Now, what you're going to do first is you're going to start by drilling your first hole. Alright, and then you're going to have a leak. So, just on the first one until you get everything set. Where are you going? Why are you in diaper? Put this first screw in. If I can get it in here. All right, I didn't go all the way down, so I can still move it. Now, the next one I'm going to put right here in this hole, because we're going to crisscross and then it's going to lock it into place to where I want it. So, switch back to your drill. Up. I want it about right there, and then put in your next hole. Alright, now switch back to you. I know it's a lot of switching back and forth, but yeah, trust me, you want to do this right. You only got one shot. Hey, don't lose my screws. So now I'm going to go back to this and put this one in. Don't over tighten it. Now on mine I got the adjustment where it won't over tighten. So you want to go down where it's snug. So now it's locked into place. So after now I'm going to start doing 2 holes at one time, because now it's not going to move. But I also don't want to go too far ahead, just in case. Now that we got our pants on, we can start going further. I'm going to drill 2 at a time now, just because I got it locked. You can take your time and do 1 at a time if you want. But I'm still going to do the star pattern to make sure. I'm just trying to speed up the process here. Here, hand me a screw. You like my helper today? I think she's helping anyway. She's about to lose all my screws. Now you can see my issue dealing with this. She's trying to lose all my screws. Alright, now that I've got 4 in, I'm going to go ahead and finish drilling this out. Drilling these holes. Alright. I finished drilling these out, so I'm going to put these in now. Remember, don't over tighten. I got all the holes drilled now, so I can finish this up. Alright, I'm going to take you off my head so you can actually see me a little better. Do this. Alright, got 1 more screw left. And there. Alright, so this track system is mounted. Now, let me show you how the anchor wizard mounts now. Alright, so here's the hole right here that you want it to come out, so it's going to sit like this. So, first you take the screw, run this on there, alright, now line it up. Sitting on there, just tighten it like that. And the way it's designed, you can just use your hands. Alright, now she's on there. There's my anchor wizard. She's mounted. Now all I gotta do is run my path. So the reason I got these is in case I wanted to put right here to control my string going out. So here's my anchor wizard, and there's the first thing mounted. Alright, so I put this eyelet on to control where it comes out right here. Now, first thing before you get to drilling is you're going to want to map out. So I want to get to right here. Alright, so I want to get to right here and let my anchor drop. Probably from right here, because that looks like a big enough space for that eyelet. So I want it to drop right there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start from right here, and I'm going to probably start my eyelet right here, and then I'm going to move it on down through there. Alright, so I'm going to start drilling into right here. Now, don't just go to drilling holes. You want to make sure that you get everything mapped out like you want and know where you want to drop the anchor from. So I want to drop it from right there. So first I'm going to put one probably about right here. Now don't go too low because you don't want water to come in case you do mess up. As long as you stay high, you'll be fine. But I'm going to put my first one probably right here actually to get it under this handle, because this is where you can carry. And I'm going to keep it, see if I get it right here, you can see how I keep the string out of the way. So that's what I'm going to do first. So I'm going to start lining it up right there. My daughter has a lizard over here and she's scared of it. There, I'll move it. So these are the eyelets that I'm going to use. Here's the screws that come with it. So you need your drill bit, Phillips head, and these screws. So I'm going to get started. And you can listen to my daughter sing Old MacDonald at a farm while I drill this in. Music brought to you by Jersey Croft. Alright, so my first one I want about right here. So I'm going to drill my hole. Remember, do not over tighten. Now that you've drilled that one, then you can drill that bottom one. So there's my first one. Now to see how it works. Run the string through there. And now I've directed it to there. So now I'm ready to move on. The lizard's right here, baby. Look. She's scared of this thing. I don't know why she wants to know where it's at. Yeah, there it is. Here, I'm going to lay it right there. So I'm going to probably put my next one right here before this perception. So my next one I wanted right here. Yeah. Alright, so there's my next one. So now you can see I've moved to here. I've got good control of my string. I've kept it out of my way here to there. Now I'm going to go with my next one about right here. I wanted it about right here. And I'm going to drill me a hole. The annoying part's just back and forth with the drill. The wind is not blowing today. I should have went fishing, but wife's at work. I'm going to be going fishing when my wife's not at work, so she can watch the baby. I call her a baby. She's my baby over there. But anyway, time to get stuff done. She's a good player. Now, hopefully this is my last one. Now, I'd like to go all the way to the end, but I don't really want to put it up like that. So, my next best spot Probably gonna turn it a little like that so I can angle it down and I can get more of this flat spot right here. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Now I want to angle about right there. But this stuff's not hard as long as you take your time. Don't worry. If you take your time, and less likely to mess up and put a hole where you don't need to. Alright. Now I've got my path. There, there, and there. So I'm going to start dropping my anchor from right there. And that's how she's going to work. Now you just tie you on a... Now what I'll do is I'll tie on my clip my anchor on, and show you how the anchor wizard works. Alright, I got my clip tied on. I ain't going to show you. I don't know special knots. I just tied it. Hope for the best. But anyway, you clip this on like this. Just like that. I'm just scared that's going to be a little heavy. Alright, now you crank it like this. You see how it's coming up? Clockwise brings her up. And now counterclockwise lowers her down. Just like that. Now, let me show you again. Clockwise cranks her up. Counterclockwise lets her down. Just like that. Alright, so there's the anchor wizard. She's installed. Now remember, you could put the anchor chute on if you wanted. I'm not, because the way my kayak is, it might work good for you, but it doesn't work for me. I do want to say one more time before we move on from the anchor wizard that when you get it in, don't be freaked out if it's not working right away, because it works as on a tension system. If there's no tension on it, then it ain't gonna work right, so don't think it's messed up. Alright, so I'm gonna fast forward through this one, but I want to mount this one right here, and I don't have anything in mind to put right here yet, but you know, I just want it to be uniform, really. I want it to look like the other side. So basically, I'm just going to fast forward to it because I showed you how to do that one. And I mean, I could put like a rod holder right here that kind of kicks back if I want an extra rod. I don't know, but I just mainly want it to look the same on both sides. So I'm going to get started on this one. Remember, take your time. Do one at a time to start with, kind of in a star pattern, and so you can get it perfect. Now that one's on. Remember to go back and tighten your screws if you didn't tighten them down all the way the first time. So now I match on both sides. Alright, well that's all I'm going to do today. As you can see now, I've got this here. This is the crate that I built. I built. All I had was the crate laying around, and then I had this. Or I bought this, ordered it online. I think Amazon. Got that, so now I got my fishing stuff there. The reason I like the crate system is because you can just, once you're done fishing, you grab the crate and you can get it out, get all your stuff out in one little go. I got my anchor in there for when I want to attach it. So here's my anchor wizard that I installed right here. As you can see, it goes on. I got the clip there, and here are my scupper plugs I put in. They're a little big. If they're in my way, I'll probably downsize. But remember, I didn't use this. Comes with the Anchor Wizard. Now I didn't use it because it don't fit mine, and I got an extra gear track just in case, and then some eyelets. So I got this from Yak Attack. They got a pretty good website. They got a lot of accessories and stuff that you want to put on, if you want to put on it. I don't want to overload it because you don't want anything in your way. And here's my paddle holder that I mentioned earlier. Not real sure if I'm going to keep this on there or not, but I'm going to test it out and see if I like it. But remember, I bought this thing for about $600, and a brand new one is $1,000, maybe a little more after taxes. And I got about $850 in this right now, and it's set up right now about the way I like it. And if I make any more adjustments, I'll let you know. Well, until next time.